Hello guys, welcome into the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. For today's readings, I wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to do separate readings for the feminine and the masculine, which I haven't done for quite some time. And I'd like to look at the feminine solo journey, and I'd like to look at the masculine solo journey and what it is that both counterparts are working on. If you are new to my channel and you've just discovered this video, I am a twin flame, a star seed, and I am a light worker. And I am here to assist, to educate, to guide, to assist, to uplift. And my biggest purpose at this present time is to help you step into your power. So I do offer individual readings. Those are located on my website. You can click on the link below. I do have a Patreon where I now have extended readings. That's my newest offerings. And then I have full moon and new moon readings over there for one of the tiers. So I will be doing an extended reading for the feminine, and I will be doing an extended reading for the masculine today. So look for those links below this video when you're finished watching. And we will have a fall 2022 course, which will likely begin this fall and go into 2023, into the first month or two of 2023. And we are still in the midst of sort of discovery with that. But I have had 2 twin flame courses up to this date, and I've had several other courses I've offered in the past. And so we are going to incorporate several elements into that course. It's a group coaching program course. There will be some astrology. There may be some tarot card, just introductory, how to intuitively read the cards, how to tell a story. And we will, I believe, have some writing for healing as well. So it's going to incorporate lots of things, but the goal is to help the feminine or the masculine who's ready for that course step into their power. I'm very excited. It's a new offering because those of you who have been following me for a while know that we're all shifting. I am shifting as well. The readers out there, we are not immune to the shifts. And so as I've been shifting and going through my own identity, new discoveries about my identity, new discoveries about who I am and where I'm going. And as I approach another birthday next month, I happen to be in my 12th house of endings this month. So you may not hear a lot about the course until early October, when I can get more clear. And I know a lot of you are, I'm trying to be as honest and transparent and vulnerable as possible with you while I go through this process. In fact, I've been working up the courage to do face-to-face videos where you can actually see my face again. It's just that this journey has taken me for such a ride that I don't always feel, most of the time I don't feel up to being on camera. That's why generally I'm just, here are the cards. And when I met my counterpart, he was not thrilled about me being on camera. But I recognize that there is an association that, because I've had another YouTube channel in the past and I know people enjoy that face-to-face interaction. So I think I may do I'm being called to do some videos without the cards and just speaking and talking about my experience with the journey. So let me know if that's something you're interested in. It's a calling. I'm really sitting these past few months. I'm really sitting with my calling and sitting with the highest calling of the highest order. And I'm discovering what that is. So thank you so much for bearing with me and having patience during this time and understanding that I'm also navigating my own journey. Thank you for my incredible moderators. You guys are badasses. You're supportive, you're educational, and you're just, I'm so grateful you're here, especially when I can't be here to answer questions or to provide support for people. Thank you so much, as always. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is actually going to be the masculine's reading. I'm being called to do the masculine's reading first. I will refer to the masculine as he. I will refer to the masculine, he or him, and I will refer to the feminine as she or her. This is not for gender purposes. It's just for energy purposes. Okay. So there is a deck by Louise Hay called How to Love Yourself. And I was called this morning. I felt like you guys needed some extra love out there. This is a very challenging time. I know that I have said that in the past, but this feels different. This is challenging on a much deeper soul level, whereas in the past, the challenges may have been on a physical level or a human level. This feels like, yeah, we're being challenged in our physical world, but we're being challenged even deeper on a spiritual level. So for the masculine, I am a free person living in a world that is a reflection of my own love and understanding. Whew. The other day, yesterday, the day before, I'm not quite sure, we received the 9 of Pentacles for the masculine energy. Now, you know that the masculine energy resides within you. So this can be a reading for your inner or outer masculine energy. I am a free person. Take that as it resonates. For some, I'm not making any promises. This is a group reading here. This is the current energy. But for some, this tells me that they've fully walked away from old toxic cycles, partners, relationships, jobs, etc. I am a free person living in a world. When I first saw this, what I read was, I am a free person living in a free world. So he's starting to see the world differently. Yes, he's seeing some of the uncomfortable, painful truths about the world and what he's been told and what he's been sold, but he's also having a deeper understanding that whatever he projects is what he's getting back. So he's realizing that those conversations that he had maybe before the end of this last cycle with you, those conversations that you had, the way he acted, that you could only reflect back to him what he was putting out there. So he realizes he was a projector. And he realizes, wow, I projected that out and I got, look what I got back. You know, I got silence from my feminine back, or I got, you know, my feminine kind of kicked me out of her life temporarily. You know, she put down some firm boundaries and I deserved that. I hear him saying, I deserved that. But I don't feel like his head is hanging low anymore. It's not like a dog with his tail between his legs anymore. That's what I was seeing in the past for most of 2022. What I'm seeing now is someone who's picking himself up and brushing himself off and looking up from the ground. I see this process of looking up and facing himself and facing his decisions, facing the ways in which he's chosen to live this life, the way in which he chose to treat the feminine when, you know, in his mind, it's like it all made sense because he met you too early. Well, I just met her too early. So it made sense to him that he had to walk away. And he just kind of thought, well, she intuitively knows, she's so smart, she's so amazing, she's going to intuitively understand that I had to walk away. But he broke the feminine's heart into a million pieces when he did that. And so, and when he, you know, chose other things to pursue. And so the feminine felt left behind. She felt rejected. She felt heartbroken. She was angry. She was, I mean, 9 of Swords energy, restless, insomnia, anxiety, depression, sleepless nights, that heartache, that 3 of Swords that won't let you sleep, that won't let you move forward. And I know many feminines have felt like they've been blocked from pursuing even soulmates or other love. What you're going to find now with these retrogrades is that not only will people from the past, because we have 6 planets in retrograde, go and listen to my reading from yesterday if you want to hear a little bit about that. But we have 6 planets in retrograde. In addition to that, we have Mercury is one of them, okay? Communication, travel plans, etc., everything. Computers, everything. But also what we have is we are retracing our steps, kind of retracting things we might have said, things we might have done, rewinding, reinventing, reestablishing, restructuring, recycling, all of these things. And the masculine's having a chance to really, really slow down. None of us have any choice right now. We're slowing down because we have to. So the masculine is slowing down. And this retrograde energy is really good for them. I feel like it might be quiet. Many businesses are quiet right now. Quiet on the home front. And so the masculine he has more time on his hands And remember, the distractions that used to work in the past are no longer working for him. So if he was able to distract himself with alcohol or, I don't know, marijuana or gambling or women or men or whatever it was, he can no longer do that, or travel or, work or anything. He might have even just thrown himself into his kids' lives. Well, now the kids have grown, the kids are older, the kids have their own lives, or the kids are, maybe he's going through a phase where the kids don't really want anything to do with dad because they are, they're just, who knows, maybe he's going through a phase where he has to, work through some karma with his children. I don't know, but I do know that this is a period of reflection for all of us. And for the masculine, he is definitely learning how to be free and be at peace. I am free and at peace. So that Nine of Pentacles energy is a soul low energy. It tells me that this is a man who is single. This is a man or a woman who no longer identifies as being in a relationship or maybe even being a partner in a company. No longer identifies with his money or his belongings. Very interesting, divine masculine. And as you guys know, you can apply this to your inner masculine. And when I do the feminine reading, if you feel like you're a masculine, a dominant masculine, you really carry both energies within you. You're really not one or the other, but you can use the feminine reading to apply to your inner feminine. And I encourage that because that's what's going to bring you the person that you're meeting on the outside. That person that you identify as your twin flame is just you. Now, people have different ideas about this. This person, yeah, they're physically separate, but they're not spiritually separate. So no, it's not another person walking around. It's you. It's a variation or a version of you walking around in this body, having these experiences that you've chosen to have. So you can't really fault them. And this is a good way to bring yourself to the land of forgiveness. You can't fault yourself for wanting to have those experiences. So when you look at it that way, you take it a lot less personally. You'll be a lot less sad and devastated if you can look at it as it's literally just you. He has walked away from something, and it is bringing him justice. This is justice. It's bringing him balance, temperance. Yeah, he's starting to reach that inner union. So he's standing up, looking up from the ground, finally looking up and being able to face himself and face the world and face you. But he's also facing his past, standing up for what he believes in. Because when you're free and at peace, you don't live by anyone else's standards or obligations or truths. You live by your own. Eight of Cups. Now, this has been coming up as a theme for the past several weeks here as we led up to Mercury retrograde and the full moon in Pisces. This is a desire to move on. This is somebody walking away. Not necessarily sad, just like I'm leaving that in the past because they've already gone through, the Six of Cups, that nostalgia, that wishing that you could make it better again like it was in the beginning, the Seven of Cups, the indecision. You've gone through the Four and the Five of Cups, discontentment, boredom, crying over spilled milk. And now you reach the Eight of Cups, which leads you to the Nine and 10 of Cups, wish fulfillment and emotional fulfillment. So he's searching for something. He is searching for something bigger than himself. It's no longer enough to just go through the motions in the 3D world. He's searching for something much bigger. And I can't wait to find out what that is. So, that card right there wanted to drop. Interesting. He's reaching some sort of conclusion or conclusions right now about life. His life, about life. This search and quest for the meaning of life is starting to make more sense to him. Okay, let's So this, remember, is the masculine solo journey. What he is currently working through, what he is working on, what obstacles he is overcoming. I know he has a lot more clarity because I feel very clear with this reading, very clear-headed. I'm going to put a link below for, I keep on forgetting to mention it at the beginning of the readings, but this is a product. They contacted me in transparency for a sponsorship. And I said, okay, I'll try it out. And I've worked with one other company, a CBD product. And this is shilajit. So it's like a tar-like resin. It's tarry-like. It's black, it's gooey. They also make honey sticks. Natural shilajit .com or naturalshilajitresin.com. I'll put the link below. But you guys, if you want to sample it, you can get 10% off using my code. It is really amazing. So I started doing it. First, I just did it intermittently, and then I kind of stopped for a couple months and life got busy. And I've been doing it again for the past maybe 2.5, 3 weeks every day. And I'll try to do it before my workouts in the morning. And I noticed a huge burst of energy. I've noticed muscle gains, which has been huge for me because I've struggled to gain muscle for years now. I noticed clearer focus, mental focus, clarity, better sleep. Also just overall less fatigue, which is huge on this journey because many of the females on this journey suffer from adrenal fatigue and burnout. I think men can suffer from that in a different way. I don't know if it's called, adrenal fatigue as well, or if it's something different. But anyway, the point is that this product is phenomenal. It contains humic acid, fulvic acid, antioxidants. It's so incredible. And my skin is glowing. Several of you have commented on that. So the reason I'm working with this company and the reason that I'm continuing to work with it is because I've tried it and it works. And I can't say that about a lot of products. There's lots of products that I've tried that I'm like, no, they haven't really done anything for me. I think it's an incredible product. It's all natural. People, if you go, there's subreddits that talk about it. You can Google it. People are using it. I mean, bodybuilders are using it. It's really incredible. So look into what it is. If you think it's right for you, try it out. Just, try it out and see if you like it. The taste is something different. It's going to take a little to get used to because it's earthy. It's gritty and earthy, but mix it in something like hot water or tea or coffee or something, and it'll be okay. Okay, so anyway, as an aside, I did want to point that out because I do think it's very beneficial at this point in the journey. So the crown games, right use of power. Yes, divine masculine. What do we have here? We have a masculine who wants to come correct. This is the divine masculine energy. This would be the emperor showing up in true form and leadership. This is somebody who has abused or manipulated the power he's been given in the past and played games with people's hearts, played games, with people's minds, manipulated, acted immaturely, was not accountable. This is now a masculine who's stepping up to the plate and saying, no more of that bullshit and nonsense. I'm here to take accountability for my actions. I'm here to take accountability for my life. I'm here to take accountability for the choices I've made, for the things that I've said, the actions I've taken, the ways in which I've hurt people or misused my power. And I do believe that this is why he's receiving justice and finally breaking free of these old patterns and cycles. I want to explain to you guys, it's not easy for the divine masculine to break free from these karmic cycles. I'm going to talk more about that on the extended reading. It's not easy, and I'll tell you why over in the extended, because it's going to take a little bit to explain. This is not something that they can just, jump out of. There's reasons for why they feel entangled. So going back to this, right use of power. He wants to be a king that rules with compassion. He wants to have emotional intelligence. He wants to be able to help people. And before I don't know if your masculine would do this, but a lot of the masculines would tell the feminine, I'm a good person. Like they wouldn't necessarily say that. Because I tend to feel like someone who says that is trying to prove something and they really feel like they're not a good person. Most of the people who are really genuinely good people just prove it with their actions. So he may not have come out and said that, but he might have just told you certain things he did. Like, I helped the homeless, or, you know, I'm a volunteer firefighter. I'm just pulling things out, you know, of air, or whatever. In some ways, I've helped my family back home, or whatever it is. And the feminine's like, okay, good for you. Do you want a cookie? You know, the feminine is not impressed with words. She's only impressed with the full picture. Like, give me everything. I don't just want to see one thing you do once in a while. That doesn't make you who you are. I want to see how you operate on a day-to-day basis. And that's one of the reasons the masculines were afraid to be around the feminine, you know, all the time, was because she's going to see the real me and she's not going to love me. She's not going to accept me. If I show her the real me, then I risk losing her. So it made more sense to keep you at a distance and only see you from time to time. They might have said something like, I just don't know if we're compatible, you know, in daily living or daily habits. And the feminine's like, that is bullshit. What they really meant, or what they were really thinking, they were sabotaging. Their ego was sabotaging. What was really going on was they were trying to control the situation. Okay, a misuse of power, misrepresentation of power. And they were doing that because they were terrified of you seeing the real them and seeing how messy their lives really were. Because feminine, I don't care how much money your masculine had in the bank, or how big their house was, or how fancy their car was, or I don't care how fancy they dressed or what they told you. Their lives were falling apart or fell apart shortly after you met them. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the extended. I have a lot to talk about. We're going to discuss why the masculine chooses and or stays with karmic partners beyond what the feminine feels is necessary. Why can't they just break free? Why can't they just leave if they love me? And I also want to discuss, what is the masculine moving towards? We know he's moving on from something. We know he's broken free of the shackles, really self-imposed shackles of his own mind. But what's next? So that's what we're going to look at over on the extended. I will see you there over on Patreon. The extended is available to the all access patrons and above. And I look forward to the discussion over there. This is juicy. So take care, guys. And then if you decide not to go over to the extended, I will see you for the Divine Feminine's reading here. And that will be coming up shortly. And we will discuss the Divine Feminine solo journey. So that should be very interesting and juicy as well. It's a juicy time to be a twin flame. Thank God we made it through the full moon in Pisces. I know some of us felt like we were going to die. I mean, physically, spiritually, you really were dying. There really was, like, all jokes aside, it was a death. And we're moving again into eclipse season. I'll be here for you guys through that eclipse season. I'm going to be offering personal eclipse readings because this is a powerful, doesn't even do it justice. It's a Scorpio-Taurus axis eclipse season. These are transformational eclipses where things in your life are going to transform in significant ways, where you're building the blocks for your future with these eclipses. So whatever needs to go, you have to let it go. It has to go. It needs to go. You have to release it. You won't do yourself any good. Nothing good will come from you holding on. You have to release it. There's parts of you that have to die. And we're going to continue this process through the end of 2022 so we can emerge brand new in 2023. Okay, guys, this was really powerful. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you in the Divine Feminine's reading.